Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samar News. Here are today's headlines. South Korean President Myung has said that North and South Korea are in a very dangerous situation where an accidental clash is possible any time, and it was crucial for Seoul to engage Pyongyang in dialogue. He was quoted as saying that North Korea is refusing to answer calls by Seoul to establish contact and putting up barbed wire fences along the military border, something that had not been done since the end of the 1950 to 1953 Korean War. New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani has reiterated that he still considers US President Donald Trump a fascist and a despot, despite the unexpectedly cordial meeting the two shared at the White House last week. Mamdani made the remarks during an interview aired on NBC's Meet the Press. When asked whether he still viewed Trump as a threat to democracy, Mamdani did not waver. "Everything that I've said in the past, I continue to believe." Russian air defences have shot down 10 Ukrainian drones over 3 Russian regions, including 2 en route to Moscow. The Russian Defense Ministry said the capital's 3 main airports were all forced briefly to restrict incoming and outgoing flights. Drones were also shot down over the Bryansk region, which borders Ukraine, and the Kaluga region, southwest of Moscow. Moscow's mayor said in a statement that emergency services were working at the scene of the downed drones. China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi has said that it is shocking for Japan's leader to openly send a wrong signal concerning Taiwan, the latest remarks in a row that has shaken relations for more than 2 weeks. Wang, the most senior Chinese official to have commented publicly on the issue, said Japan was crossing a red line that must not be touched. He accused Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi of attempting to intervene militarily over Taiwan. The ensuing row, the biggest China-Japan crisis in years, has spread to trade and cultural relations. Israel has killed Hezbollah's top military official in an airstrike on a southern suburb of Beirut, despite a US-brokered truce a year ago. The strike, the first on the outskirts of the Lebanese capital in months, targeted Iran-backed Hezbollah's acting chief of staff, Ali Tabtabai. Hezbollah confirmed the death of Tabtabai in a statement, mourning him as the great jihadist commander who had worked to confront Israeli enemy until the last moment of his blessed life, showing his seniority, but without giving details about his exact role. Australian far-right Senator Pauline Hanson has worn a burqa to Parliament as a political prop in her push to ban the Muslim garment in public, sparking accusations of racism from Muslim senators over the stunt. Hanson wore the burqa shortly after she was denied permission to introduce a bill that would outlaw burqas and other full-face coverings in public places in Australia. It was the second time Hanson had used the head garment, worn by some Muslim women, in Parliament in an effort to ban the public wearing of burqas. 3 suicide bombers have targeted the headquarters of the paramilitary Frontier Constabulary Force, martyring 3 personnel and wounding at least 5. The attackers opened fire as they forced themselves into the headquarters of the Frontier Constabulary in Peshawar, before blowing themselves up inside the complex. The deputy commandant of the force said 3 paramilitary personnel were martyred. A senior official said the first suicide bomber carried out an attack on the main entrance of the constabulary, and the others entered the compound. The United States and Ukraine are set to continue work on a plan to end the war with Russia after agreeing to modify an earlier proposal that was widely seen as too favourable to Moscow. The two sides said in a joint statement they had drafted a refined peace framework after talks in Geneva on Sunday, although they did not provide specifics. The White House separately said the Ukrainian delegation told them it reflects their national interests and addresses their core strategic requirements, although Kyiv did not issue a statement of its own. Israel's military chief has dismissed several senior military personnel and reprimanded others over their roles in the failures on October 7, 2023, when Hamas launched a surprise attack on southern Israel from Gaza. A number of officers were told they would be released from reserve duty and would no longer serve in the military. Others were issued formal reprimands, while one was informed that their service would be ended. Another tendered his resignation. Those informed that they would be released from reserve duty included the former heads of Intelligence Directorate, Operations Directorate, and Southern Command, which is responsible for Gaza. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samar.tv. Thank you for watching Samar News.